So, welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna be discussing One Piece chapter 1073. And before we start, I always have to ask, Leo, did you read the chapter?
Of course.
Okay, okay. So this is gonna be I guess a review slash discussion then. So okay, since you already read it, just jump right into it. So this chapter is called Miss Buckingham Stussy. So this chapter was pretty good. It was pretty, the reveals and all that. Theories were proven, and the crazy reveal at the end as well. So let's start with the cover story. We're still on this cover story with the Germa. Yeah, it's called Germa Double Sixes Cold Blood Voyage. But at this point, we're no longer with Germa. Now it's like the whole Mads, you know. So I feel like all of us should change the name like halfway because now we're talking about Mads, but it doesn't matter, So here, Vegapunk is accepting an award called the Ebel or the Ibel prize, the Ibel Peace Prize. So it's basically their version of the Nobel Peace Prize. It's very funny. I wonder this Ebel guy, I wonder if he's gonna be a character that we're gonna see in the flashback later down the line, the story. Did he invented dynamite because or something crazy because that's what happened. If I'm correct, I learned this from Doctor Stone, but if I'm correct, you're the creator of the Nobel Peace Prize. He invented dynamite. He regretted the invention, so he used that money to create the Nobel Peace Prize, and you so I wonder if all they're going to use that real world history on One Piece and do something similar. My brother said, what if Ebel invented Delphrus? And that's why there's a whole Peace Prize named after him. That would be a crazy invention because there's the theories that Delphrus are man-made, not like natural. So that would be nice. Or even something crazier. I thought, what if he invented the ancient weapons? That would be crazy. Um, or maybe what if he invented the thing that Emo used to wipe out the Lucia, a couple of chapters ago. Um, so yeah, I just been thinking about the Z Bell guy, and so far, no one has been talking about like on Twitter. I haven't seen anyone talk about Ebel. I think only one. I forgot who in the video mentioned that. I think the guy said it would be cool if we see Ebel, but he didn't went further into the explanation. But I know, yeah, I've been thinking about this Ebel guy, or maybe he's not, or maybe he's not important. He's just a name that will created just for this. Um. Also, I want to know why Vegapunk looks evil in this panel. I don't know, like you like right? Do you thought about the same thing? That he looks
Yeah, like you look villainous here,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
especially with the glasses.
yeah, yeah, and the shading and all that. And I don't know why, but also it's funny that Caesar, Queen, and Judge, they're like cringing. The each Judge, he looks like he's cringing. Also Queen, Caesar, he just looks shocked about the whole situation. And I don't know why these soldiers are terrified. Maybe I think Tekken said in his review, he said, what if Vegapunk didn't tell these two soldiers what was going to happen, and that's why they're like terrified because I don't know where a bunch of flowers just bloom, like out of nowhere. So so yeah, I don't know. I love this panel, like this. I was pretty funny, but yeah,
So
that's
wait.
mhm.
It's him accepting the prize, right?
Yeah, it's him accepting the prize.
So he's on stage and they're right behind him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So so I think this is just a demonstration maybe that he whipped up for like this, I don't know, shit, like a little demonstration. But if he's accepting the prize, that means people should know what the invention does. But I don't know, maybe he's a flair for the dramatic maybe, and he's like, oh no, let me do this, let me set this up. I don't know. But yeah, he's accepting the prize, yeah. um and also, I guess let me explain what the thing does. Is he invented something called GP flower. GP, I'm assuming stands for gunpowder, because it says a flower that blooms in gunpowder. So yeah, gunpowder flower. So yeah, that's why there's flowers everywhere. So yeah, really cool, really cool. Uh, I don't know. He just looks so menacing. Also, I just noticed. Yeah. I just realized. The striped shirt that he's wearing is the shirt that we saw during his not introduction, but during his like his reveal and at the end of the War 7 saga, where Kobe, I think was talking about Vegapunk, and then Nami, she was listening to the conversation. I think there's a panel of him messing with Kuma or something like that. Like we just see his body. We don't see the. Of course, we didn't saw the forehead or anything. But he was wearing a striped shirt, so I'm assuming this is the same striped shirt that he wore in that moment during that panel. So yeah. What they all said. Although he said that he went to see Otto live with Nakata-san and Vandi. Yeah, I'm familiar with Vandi and Orisaka. I'm not familiar with the other two artists, but yeah, Vandi. And yeah, he said that he incredible vocal range. So yeah, it was amazing. That's nice. Um, that they perform live. I wonder because Ado, we don't know how she looks like. So I wonder, was it something like a Vocaloid for her or something? I don't know, or like or something like Gorillas. Like, did they have like a hologram for her since she doesn't reveals her face? So yeah, maybe it was Uta. Now I think maybe they had Uta performing.
Maybe that sounds probable. Probable because they already have them all for the One Piece film Red tour promotional tour that they
Yeah,
had.
yeah, yeah. So assume then a little bit. Okay, so let's start with the chapter proper then. So it says here, Lucy's reaction to betrayal. Yeah, like I think you mentioned this in the previous video that Lucy, he betrayed Galela, the shipwrights, and now Lucy, he's he's getting betrayed by someone that's been working for him for multiple years. So yeah, it's funny. Yeah, how the tables, how the tables been turned. So Kako, he's knocked out. It looks funny that panel him being knocked out. And Lucy, he says it's a bitter pill to swallow. So I think he's very distraught, by the whole situation because, Stussy has been working for him. I'm assuming for like, either 2 years or maybe even more. I don't know. And so yeah, he looks shaken by this whole revelation. And interesting, Stussy, she uses a variation of the Kamiya of the paper arts. She calls this heartbreak after image. So it's really cool. It's like basically it's after image. And then this one she says, so when you don't understand, your first instinct is to go for the kill. So like an animal, I guess she's calling him like an animal instincts. So yeah, Lucy, he's a killer. So yeah. But she dodges, and this is clever. This is just clever right here. She uses a sea stone like lipstick. So Lucy's like, oh, sea stone, and then she bites him. Even Hattori, he's like, he's concerned. He's like, cool. He's cool. He's cooling, and then Lucy, he faints. He goes unconscious. And then Stussy, she says, this is important to mention. Stussy does says that I know how strong you boys are. Fighting you fair and square would have been stupid. So, and she says, forgive me. So she had to use tactics, for that way she could like knock them out, all that. They got them off guard, and she used sea stone, so Lucy can use his Delph fruit, and now she's also weakened because of the sea stone. And we don't know how her Delph fruit works, but if it's like a vampire or a succubus, it has to be a crazy ability to just knock you out with one bite. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
I mean, it could also be the fact that it only knocks you out in one bite because of the sea stone doing all the work of
yeah,
weakening.
we actually, yeah, we do it. Yeah, I didn't realize that, but yeah, we also gotta keep in mind the sea stone. She is using sea stone and all that. So Lucy, he's even weaker than he is. So because of the sea stone. So yeah, yeah. We do gotta keep that in mind. Um, so yeah, a bunch of people, like on Twitter or in the live reactions, they're like, Lucy's a bum, and Kaku as well, but mostly, mostly Lucy. Oh, Lucy's just a bum. He got knocked out by Stussy, and I'm like, Stussy, she just said that she knows that if she fought them fair and square, yeah, well, she will probably
It would have
lost.
been stupid.
Yeah, well, but stupid. Yeah, so she has to use like underhanded tactics, I guess you could say, or clever tactics to for that she could get the upper hand in this situation. Um, so yeah. But yeah, really cool. Oh, I love this panel though. Like, especially this one. My God, she could bite me any day.
Yeah,
But she could bite me any day. Yeah, so yeah. This panel right here is also very dynamic and all that. So yeah, I like it. I think there was something. Oh, another thing I was going to mention about this whole sea stone lipstick. The thing that I mentioned earlier about Kobe talking about Vegapunk during the ending of the War 7 saga. If I'm correct, Kobe mentioned that Vegapunk he found a way how to coat the underpart of the ships with sea stone. For that way, Sea Kings will not attack the Navy ships. So I'm assuming this lipstick is coated with sea stone, just like how Vegapunk coats the ships with sea stone. Um, so maybe that's how she managed to like disguise the sea stone for that way they don't know they sea stone. Um, Also, I'm assuming she's using a different lipstick for her lips, and she's not using
of
the sea stone.
course.
Yeah, she
Can
has to
you
be. You know.
can you imagine she just accidentally uses it? She just faints afterward.
Yeah. That would be funny. She's like applying the lipstick, and then I don't know where she faints, and then she just faints, and then I do wonder, did they know that she was a Delphi user? I don't think they did. I don't think they knew. He knew. I don't think they knew, and you know, that's one way to blow your cover. Like, oh, I have a Delphi fruit, and she accidentally used the lipstick. But yeah, but I'm pretty sure she's not wearing that lipstick. And or maybe I think Tekken, I don't know who brought this up. I think it was Tekken. That well, there's in the lipstick she has a secret compartment for the sea stone. So the lipstick is not coated with sea stone, but she just has a secret compartment. We just don't know. We just coming up with explanation. Yeah. We just coming up with explanation because it's just this came out of nowhere. Sea stone lipstick. But it's a cool, interesting way to use sea stone, and I love it when sea stone is still relevant. Because we don't see it that often, but it's cool that it's still relevant in the story. So yeah. Moving on. Brooks, he's like, what just happened? Like why are they fighting against each other? Zoro, he's like, friendly fire, and then so it's revealed that Stussy, Vegapunk called Stussy. So she was the one. She's the person that Vegapunk called for help a couple chapters ago. Now I just want to know, how did Stussy answer that call? Like, did she, like, I don't know, did she briefly step aside, making sure no one's listening, and then she answered, quickly. It was a quick call, so I will not be surprised if she just step aside really quick, answered, said her thing, and but yeah. So she helped out. They're happy that she helped them out. They're everyone's confused. Like, I think not. Yeah, Navi's like, Rob Lucy was beaten, and then Shaka, he says, no doubt he was taken by surprise. So yeah, solidifying that Stussy got him by surprise and all that. On Twitter, people are saying that why did Lucy did not use observation? Um, what we learn in Whole Cake, you need to be concentrated to use observation. And Shaka says, "Oh, he got caught by surprise," and like he said, it's a hard pill to swallow. This whole situation somewhere around here. So yeah, he also just wasn't considerate enough, I guess. So yeah.
Not good.
What you said?
Not a good day to be Lucci.
Oh yeah, this is not a good day because he got baby shook by your fifth Luffy. By
He
Luffy.
got betrayed.
He
And he
got
went
betrayed.
against orders.
And, oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah, because twice, twice because first time was against Luffy, and then and he got defeated, and then the second time he disobey orders, he gets betrayed. So yeah, that's just funny. This is not a good day for Luffy. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, he has a good fight though. Like, I don't think he's knocked out for the rest of the arc. Neither Kaku. I think this is gonna be a brief period until Kizaru comes into the story. So yeah, I don't think that they're gonna be knocked out for that long. Hopefully, for that way, that way we could see at least some fight against someone. I don't know. So yeah. So Shaka explains, her loyalty to me was kept secret even after she spent 20 years as one of their agents. I think there's Robin who says she had a mole in the intelligence branch, and the Shaka is like, it wasn't our intention, but that's how it turned out. So yeah. Implying that I think Tekken or I don't know who said that she just lived her life, and then maybe she decided to to become a CP agent because she knew that this will probably be helpful down the line. So yeah, Vegapunk probably didn't order her to to become a spy on that for them. So yeah. And also, Stussy, she was right. That was her conclusion many years ago. She was right. Her being a CP agent did became helpful later down the line. Let's see. She explains that since her authorityship is the same as Lucci's, she cannot override his orders. So the punks, they still need to give the order to stop. So they're going to do that. Zoro mentions and Brooks. They mentioned that they look familiar, the Seraphims, and he says, "I know, especially that one." So I don't know if he's referring to Jinbei because we do see Jinbei here, or Mihawk, but could be anyone really. But yeah. Lilith, she's she says that since there's a bunch of holes, they could use that as a shortcut. And so she does. She's about to get the order, but Mihawk is about to attack. But of course, or he blocks epically. Clash. Uh, Seraphim Mihawk, he's sweating. And Zoro, he says, on a closer inspection, you're not the same. You actually have a spark of humanity still. So that's interesting. Like, is Zoro implying that Mihawk doesn't have humanity in his eyes? Or because, this is the Seraphim Mihawk, and he's saying that on closer inspection, you're not like him because you still have a spark of humanity still. So, what does he mean by that? I don't know. Maybe it's because he's sweating, and he knows that Mihawk will not sweat against like maybe I don't know, maybe something like that. Maybe he's sweating, Mihawk will not sweat in a situation like this. So yeah, I think maybe that what he's referring to. Still, it's cool. It's cool that seeing them clash. Um, but the Mihawk Seraphim does push Zoro back, so you know, it's a good clash. So yeah. What do you think about this comment that Zoro said about the humanity thing?
I mean, I find it funny because like the implication that the artificial being, the pacifist, the one made in a lab, is more
Mm.
human than the actual human.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's funny. The first time I read this wrong actually. I thought he was saying that on closer inspection, you have a spark of like I misread this part about him saying that you're not like him, you're not the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I
Okay.
so what I read was on closer inspection, you actually have spark of humanity still. So when I first read this, I did not notice that you're not the same. So you know, but rereading it again, I realized this part right here, the part that I forgot to read. But yeah, still, it is funny what what he said here. So yeah. Um, Edison, yeah, that's his name. The Edison, he gives the order, but Jinbei, he attacks, and they're like, "Oh, Edison, no!" But Sanji, he saves Edison. So since he is small, it's funny how he has him in the in his hands. You know, he looks like a baseball. Not a baseball, a football.
Football.
Yeah, so it's funny. And Lilith, she's happy that Edison's okay. And they stopped the seraphim. So, yeah, they stopped. I don't know who acting Zoro. He's like, can someone tell me what these things are? Of course, they don't give an explanation yet, but hopefully we get one soon. Like we know what they are, but maybe more in depth. You know, like how was the process, how they made them, and all that. So yeah. Stussy, she says that yeah, they're going to leave the island. Oh no, they asked Stussy to leave the island with them, and she says understood. So the Usopp says, "Hey, you can't keep adding people." So now it's gonna be all the Vegapunks. Maybe the Seraphim. That's all. They should not leave them there. Stussy. So yeah, a lot of people. But wait, something happened. So Luffy, he's calling for Bonnie, and also for Vegapunk. They're like, we can't leave without you. And it says here, a truly unexpected development. Dr. Vegapunk's main stellar body has vanished. Ooh, mysterious. The plot, the plot thickens. Um, so when I first read this, my first thought, which is my go-to person when it comes to someone vanishing, is Shiryu, because he ate the invisible fruit. But then I remembered, oh wait, Vegapunk, he could teleport, he could warp, he could go invisible. So I guess Vegapunk, so for some reason he disappeared, he dipped. He's like, I'm about to head out. I don't know, like the SpongeBob meme. Um, but they cannot find Bonnie either. But the narrator says that only Vegapunk is banished. So
He's the only one that matters.
well, he is the I guess he is the one that matters the most. But 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 maybe because time passes when although those little boxes right here, that means time passed, so or time is going to pass, so maybe what happened was going to happen in the next couple of chapters. We're gonna maybe Bonnie's okay. Bonnie explains that Vegapunk disappeared, and that's how they know that Vegapunk is not around. Or maybe Bonnie also disappeared with Vegapunk, and they're gonna find out that Bonnie's not there either. And I don't know. For some reason, they head out. So yeah, it still could be Shiryu. I don't know. It still could be Shiryu, because I don't know. He's like my go-to for whenever someone vanishes, like Vivi, for example. That's why I think that Shiryu took Vivi. I don't know why. I don't know, but you know, it just every time when that when someone vanishes, that's just my go-to thing. So yeah. But I don't know. What do you think? Well, what do you think about this whole Vegapunk vanishing thing?
It didn't even dawn on me, honestly, when I first read it. Like, I didn't even process that.
Yeah, but okay.
But,
Um,
like,
mhm.
I mean, but so far, like, he has to be fine, because the satellites are fine, so.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, because if they're fine, he has to be fine. But what if the way that Vegapunk made them, he doesn't need to be alive? That could be a possibility. But I do think he's
That's,
fine though. I don't think he's fine. Yeah,
yeah.
he just got into loose, and so yeah, I do think he's alive. But it's interesting that Oda threw in this curveball, and we thought this arc was gonna be simple and straightforward. We
Yeah.
thought, okay, they going to go in. They meet Vegapunk. Okay, he wants to leave with us. Kizaru's on his way. Okay, so we fight Kizaru, and then we the, you know, and there were theories on maybe Kumo show up, but we know that he's not showing up now. Um, so we thought the arc was gonna be straightforward, but now hold on, he's like, not. Here's the curveball. He's a monkey wrench into your theories, and now no, we gotta figure out this whole Vegapunk disappearing thing. So okay, and now we go to the Sphinx Island in the New World. Whitebeard's hometown. Yeah, just in case you forgot. Yeah, I love that. I love that all of those. He's like, oh, Sphinx, New World, Whitebeard's hometown. You're like, oh, in
It's
case you
very
forget.
helpful for me.
Yeah, like okay, in case you forgot. So yeah, they're yelling for Marco because Marco was he left. So they're like, oh, Marco, two kids. This kid, he says it was scary. He says the situation wasn't scary, and then they explain what happened. So of course Marco, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, kids, that he wasn't around, and he left them in a bad situation. They explained that a bunch of Marines, they show up, and they were acting like pirates. They were asking for Whitebeard's treasure. Okay, so I have to ask before we continue. When you saw this guy, did a specific Marine came to mind when you saw this guy?
No, I didn't even. I wasn't even thinking Marine. I was thinking, oh, that's a pirate dressed up as a Marine. Cause the way how the hat curves. I
No,
didn't read
okay.
that's Marine. I read that's Mabine.
Mabine.
Yeah,
So
cause the
he.
art looks like a bee.
Oh, it does. It does. Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, cause I thought it was like a hint that like the hinting like, oh, these are pirates masking up as Marines.
he
Like that was
got
my initial thought.
he got bootleg Marine hand that spell Marine wrong, or maybe he wrote Marine wrong. He's like Mabine, close enough. And then one dude's like, "Sir, you wrote it wrong." He's like, oh, "Nah, they're not going to. They're not going to understand. They're not going to tell." So, but the reason why I ask you is because when I first saw this guy and how he's acting, the a Pacific Marine came to mind, and he's the guy from Arlong Park, the Marine from Arlong Park, who had a deal with Arlong, and that's why Arlong was doing the thing that he was doing because it's Marine. They had a deal and all that. He looked like a rat. I forgot his name. I think his name is Rat, but in Japanese. Or mice or mouse. So I forgot his name. I should have looked it up, but yeah, they look similar. The difference is this guy is way bigger and bulkier, and the other guy is just smaller and skinny. So, but they both have the whiskers. They both were corrupt, and so yeah. Also, I think they both also had ears in their hats. So yeah. People, well, I think one guy on Twitter, I think it was they're not bookmark it, but I think it was Hugh Reviews. I think he was the one who said that I will not be surprised if all the reviews in the SBS that this guy, the other Marine, and that one guy that Frankie fought are all related because those three has been the only Marines with whiskers and with rat themes. So yeah, the guy that Frankie fought, I'm talking about he was a Cyberpol agent. He was new in CP9. He was like the newest member or something like that. And Frankie fought against him in the train. It was a quick fight. Since he was new, he didn't know all the Rokushiki techniques, and that's why the fight was easy for Frankie. So yeah, I forgot his name too, but I think his name was Weevil, not Weevil, like Badger or something in Japanese. So yeah. So this guy, yeah, he's asking for the treasure. He's like, like this is how bad this guy is. He's like, okay, you're not gonna tell me what the treasure is? Get the old lady and shoot her. Like, let's shoot her. So and they're getting to stop and all that. And also funny, the kid who said that the situation wasn't scary. He's the one crying, and the kid that said that the situation was scary. He's the one that's brave. So let me go back to confirm. Yeah. So yeah, he said, I don't know. Yeah, it was so scary, right? It was so scary. Yeah. He's the brave one. The one who said that it wasn't scary. He's the one crying. So I was like,
I mean,
Uh,
can't blame him. He has a gun to his face.
yeah. No, but the kid who said that it wasn't scary, he's the one crying in the
Yeah,
flashback.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah. um, but still, yeah, it's funny, the differences, So yeah, this guy he's about to shoot, but I don't know where Weevil shows up. Did you expect the Weevil to show up? Because I didn't when I was reading the chapter. Um,
Nope, because I forgot the name of the chapter.
you forgot the name of the chapter. Um,
Yeah,
it's so good. I expected him to show up because I'm like, okay, they're all fine and dandy in the present day, so someone must have showed up to save them. And then I thought about Weevil because I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we will find out about the island. And he just fights against the Marines because that's what he does. That's what he knows. He's a pirate, so he's like, oh, I must fight Marines. But the thing is, I was not expecting him to to stay away from Poppy's home. I was not expecting this side of Weevil, but then I remembered that Baking is the one who controls him and manipulates him to to be kind of be evil, I guess you could say. Um, if I remember, every time we see Weevil, he always says that I want revenge for my dad. I want to, kill Whitebeard. And Baking is always the one who's like, how we could deal with Blackbeard later. Let's focus on the money. So yeah. Well, yeah, Weevil he scares off the pirates. I mean, not the pirates, the Marines. Well, yeah, they're basically pirates. They're acting like pirates. He scares off the Marines, and then they they call for backup because he's a warlord and they need to capture the warlords. They also mentioned that Weevil he destroyed a bunch of ships, like the squads and all that. So yeah, and then so the Marco he's glad that they're safe. But then Baking, she's fine. She says, she's like, oh, that's not the end of the story, Marco. Who do you think they sent after that call for backup? And she says they sent Green Bull, Ryokuju, Aramaki, and that he wasn't pulling any punches. And so he successfully got Weevil. And she's crying. They took her sweet Weevil, her beloved son, and she wants Marco to get her beloved son back. And then she's like, and then her priorities are straight. She's like, and what you added, fork over Newgate's inheritance too. So her priorities are still they're still there. The things that she actually wants, the money, and then we get her full title card and all that jazz. So it says here, former member of the Rocks Pirates, self-proclaimed scientist. So okay, mass this is funny. Mass resident freeloader, Miss Buckingham Stussy, her actual name. People are theorizing that Stussy, the clone, is the clone of Miss Bucking because the name and all that. And a good thing we didn't have to wait 100 chapters to find out if that's true or not. Oda is like, nah, I'm going to give it to you in the next chapter. So yeah, that's good. Not that's how you know that we're in the final saga, but we don't have to wait 100 chapters for something like that. We still need to wait 100 chapters for a couple things, but yeah. And also, when you saw this, you thought the chapter was over because I'm like, man,
I was surprised that I saw like, oh, there's more to the web page. Like there was substantial space afterwards. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, let me see the comments or let me see the drawings.
uh-huh. But
Then I
then,
saw more. And I'm
yeah,
like, wait, is this the first time he does this? Oda, like he puts the whole break thing, like
no, no,
not in the final page.
no, this is not the first time. I do remember like every now and then, every once in the blue moon, he does that, or but it's not common, it's like once in the blue moon. So yeah, but when I got to this page, I was like, man, this was a short chapter, and then I see, oh wait, there's more. Okay, so but before we continue to to the rest, so yeah, Marco, yeah, bugging. She said, they should Weevil all that. This he says, he's bucking. She says, sent to prison for protecting his father's village. Isn't this tragic? Do you think our boy has a noble soul? And then Marco, he's like, well, I appreciate you guys protecting this village, at least Yoy. And then your barking snaps. He's like, Marco, yeah, I can hear in your tone, you still doubt that he's Whitebeard. Yeah, Marco's like, on him bucking. She's like, well, I know someone who can prove it, Dr. Vegapunk. I'm like, oh, okay. So, because of this comment right here that he says, people are now pretty much like 99.99% sure that Weevil is a clone Whitebeard or a failed clone, you know. And maybe Barking, how she sees it, is like, okay, they're using my DNA and the Whitebeard's DNA to make a clone of this guy. So technically he is Whitebeard's son. Maybe that's how Barking sees it, you know. But I will not be surprised, assuming he is a clone. I will not be surprised if Weevil doesn't know that he's a clone. You know,
Yeah.
and maybe barking. She wants to keep that a secret. You know, I don't know, but yeah. Uh,
Here's the thing. That didn't even. Here's the thing. That didn't
mm,
even occur to me when I first read it.
mm,
I just
mm.
assumed that she wanted Vegapunk
uh,
because like he was the only scientist in the world that had developed a DNA test.
oh,
Like
that I did no, I did thought about that as well. Actually, that's the first thing I thought about the okay. Vagapunk's gonna give a DNA test. Vegapunk, he's the One Piece equivalent of 23andMe or something. I don't know. Like find out which blue you're from, or which sea. But but that is the first thing I thought. But then like, oh, but maybe he is a clone, and Bucking or Bucking, however you want to say, Stussy, Buckingham. Yeah, let's go with her like actual last name, Buckingham. So Buckingham, maybe how she sees it is that he's a clone of Whitebeard. Maybe he has my DNA as well. So technically, he is our son. He is our kid. So yeah. But I just want to know, when did this happen? And does Whitebeard knows? Well, he knew because he is dead. But he knew?
uh,
uh, I don't think he knew. Yeah, I think Weevil is a recent thing, because if Weevil was around during when Whitebeard was alive, like someone must have told Whitebeard something, like like Marco. Someone must have heard, and you're like, hey, Whitebeard, pops, this is guy kind of looks like you. Well, yeah, there's a resemblance, and there's this lady claiming to be your lover, and the kid is yours. You like yo pops, you are the father, um and I don't know, I think Weevil is just a recent thing, like he's a recent experiment. And I just will not be surprised if it happened during the time skip. And and maybe that's how no one heard about Weevil, or about this, and how Whitebeard did not know. So I don't know, that's like, I think
I
for me,
I
the
re
uh-huh.
I I really do like the clone theory though, because it really makes this Bucking here seem like a Billie Jean.
The Billie Jean. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's so funny. Whitebeard, he's if Whitebeard knew, let's assume Whitebeard knew, he's constantly playing Billie Jean. That's like his favorite song. uh, oh man. And the kid is not my son.
What
uh, that's pretty funny.
bars?
Yeah, bars. What do you wait? You call off? What do you son?
Like Whitebeard be like bars.
Yeah. He's like that Michael guy. He's spitting. He's spitting. uh, But it's so funny though. Yeah, yeah. So, but let's go to the actual final page. So you know, all of setting the scene up. Kizaru, they're like Kizaru-san. We prepare snacks and tea for our guests. I'm sure, and then I'm assuming Kizaru. He's like, I'm sure you remembered to test for poison, right? They're like, of course, sir. Of course, sir. I'll take it to him. Back to your post. Yes, sir. And then we see the Marine flag and the world government flag. And then so he's like, so have you ever met Dr. Vegapunk before? And then we see the girls, a Gorosei member, and he's like, once a long time ago. I think what's happening now is truly such a shame. And then we get his name. And I'm like, oh wait, hold on. So it says here, the highest authority in the world, one of the five elders, Saint J. Garcia Saturn. So Garcia, I'm like, oh okay, Spanish. So, some Spanish Latino in there. So and then Saturn, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay, so his name's Saturn, and he's a saint, so that means he's a celestial dragon, which we already knew. That the girl say were celestial dragons. I think Oda revealed that in the SBS or something. Not in the main story, but I think he revealed that somewhere. And every celestial dragons they have the title Saint. So yeah. Saint J Garcia Saturn. And it says here one of the big wigs finally makes a move. So yeah. One Piece crazy good this week.
Yeah, and it felt pretty short. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it was very short because um before starting the video, the recording the video, I skimmed through the chapter really quick and I noticed that there's no double page spread. So I think it's because
Yeah.
yeah. I think because of that, it felt quicker, and since we were like jumping around places and all that, so yeah, it felt very short this chapter. So was it had a lot of stuff. It was a juicy chapter. So yeah. Um. So yeah. I guess let's discuss a little bit about Saint Jay over here. But actually, I want to start. I always do reverse, like the last page to the beginning. But since the last thing is the most important thing, I guess let's go from beginning to end. Just a
Wow, you're not
recap.
even gonna do the colorings.
Oh, there's no colorings, right? Or is
Yeah,
this one?
there is.
Oh, there's one. Okay. Then yeah, okay, yeah. Grish.
Plus the chapter notes.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go from beginning to end. Skim through the less important parts until we go to the end. Which the ending is the most important part. So yeah. Yeah. So this is by Grish, but yeah, this is the only one. So, but no, it's really good, like always. So yeah. So let's go back to the beginning. We already talked enough about the cover story. It was very funny. This the whole situation. So yeah. Also another thing. With the cover story that I forgot to mention. So the last one we see, Caesar's like I guess invention. We see Queen's inventions and we see Judge's inventions. They're like showing off what we did, and then this one we see Vegapunk, and it's like it's a whole different ball game. Because they're not winning prizes, but he is. So I guess that's like one way to look at it. So yeah. But it's just so funny. They're like cringing at his invention. I think the reason why they're cringing is because this guy he's actually good. He's not like us. We're evil, and he's actually doing science for good. So yeah. So yeah, the whole Stussy thing. We already talked about I talked about this a little bit. That Stussy used underhanded tactics, you could say, to defeat Lucy and Kako. So she's not stronger than them, but because she used sea and all that, that's how she got upper hand in this fight. So yeah. And she admits that they're stronger than her. And even Shaka later on, he says that Stussy got them off guard. That's how she won. So yeah. And I guess there's this dumb theory that Hattori, the bird, is a Dofus user. He's actually probably a mythical fruit or something. And if Oda really wants to do that, confirm that theory, he will have done it now. But I guess
Yeah.
I guess that's not gonna be the case. But it's a funny thing to think about though, because who was it? Robin. He said that the Cyberpunk agents with mask are the strongest CP0 agent, and Hathaway he has a mask, so that's why people think he's actually strong. But he's I guess he's just a bird. I don't know. It would be funny though if he actually knows how to fight, but looks like that's not the case. And
Wait,
also Hathaway he's right there. He didn't left. He's always right next to Lucian. So you want to say something?
yeah, yeah. I was wondering where he was during
Yeah, yeah,
all this
he's
hubbubaloo.
yeah. So he's right there. But so yeah, friendly fire. The reveals that Stussy, she's the spy. She's a spy, and she helped them out. And then she explains that she can override the order that Lucy gave, which Tekken said that's kind of flaw in the Seraphim. Like what if uh what if Stussy gave the order? Gave an order about fight against the Marines, and then no one is gonna be hiring. Like Lucy's not gonna be high enough in the command chain to stop the order. So I guess it's kind of like a flaw, in the Seraphim design. But also they're kind of new, so it makes sense that they have like a few flaws. Um, they're still cooking. So yeah. Um, so Lilith she tried to give an
Also,
order. Hmm.
I really want to quickly point out
Hmm.
Hancock, like the use of tech lines, made it look more like comic bookish in
Yeah.
comparison to how Oda normally draws.
Hmm.
Just really want to point that out there. Looks pretty neat.
So yeah, same thing with Kuma here, and
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
light, it's the lighting, it's really good, really
yeah.
good, and I really love how all the lighting, like intense lighting, like this in the same arc he did something with Bonnie, like I think there's two Bonnie panels that were really good with lighting and all that. So yeah, although he's really good when it comes to that. So Lilith she tried to give an order, she wasn't quick enough to say it, but so were blocks. And right now it seems they're equal, but I'm pretty sure Zoro. I'm pretty sure Zoro could beat this Seraphim. Maybe I don't know. Like they're still developing. So
Yeah,
yeah they're still developing, but they're
yeah,
strong. Yeah,
yeah.
but someone like Zoro who knows how to use hockey. Uh, he has Emma and all that. So he defeated King. So he has experience fighting against a Lunarian. So and they're part Lunarian. So yeah, I think Zoro at the end of the day he could defeat a Seraphim. But well, we gotta wait and see still. But yeah. Then Edison he gives the order. Again, same thing. They blow. They attack, but then they stop. They ask Stussy to come with them, and they're like, "Oh, there's too many people on the ship." But the Sunny is big
Stussy
though.
for straw hat.
Stussy for Straw Hat. But so yeah. And then they're calling for Vegapunk and Bonnie, but seems Vegapunk vanished. The main body. And then Bonnie, we're assuming she also banished, or maybe she's the one who tells the news. Oh man, Vegapunk left. So yeah. And if he did banish, why? Some people are saying that he just also wants to accept the consequences of his action because Bonnie, she got the memories. So he's like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this, so I'm about to head out. So I don't know. I don't know.
Or maybe
So
Bonnie comes out and says it was nothing.
or someone said that the memories that Bonnie got made her think that okay, Vegapunk, we need to come with me, let's do this, and Vegapunk is like, okay, sure, and they're left to do something, but I don't know. So then we cut to the Marco, the Sphinx Island, and then the Marines acting like pirates, asking for the money. They're about to kill this old lady, but then Weevil shows up, saves the day, but they ask for the Marines they left, ask for backup, and they ask for Green Bull, and the Green Bull he took Weevil. I forgot to mention this earlier, so I'm going to mention this now. Some people were sleeping or are sleeping on Green Bull because what happened in Wano,
Shanks,
because of
embarrassment.
Shanks. Um, but like I mentioned during the whenever that chapter came out, like I mentioned, in that video, I think every Marine, every Admiral will left in that situation. It just each Admiral will handle the situation differently. Green Bull, it just I guess his personality is that is he was a little bit pathetic in that situation. But Kizaru, he was left. He was so kawaii and scary. And then the Kizaru, or he said Kizaru, if Aokiji was still Admiral, he'll probably said, this is just it's a drag to deal with you right now, so I'll just leave. I think I kind of will probably be the only one who will stay and get baby shook. So, so that's what I think about Kaido. But Kaido, he is smart. He knows how he follows orders. He follows the hierarchy. He knows that to deal with Yonko, you need uh you need permission and all that. This assuming this him him as an Ambro. Now he's free Ambro, so he probably doesn't need to ask permission since he is the he is the higher ups. But there is someone above him, Kong, but Kong is like a whole different thing. But yeah, But again, Kaido, he should know that dealing with Yonko is not it's not easy. You know he needs help, so but I think he would probably not fight in that moment. And then who Fujitora? I think Fujitora same thing. He will be smart. He'll be like, okay, I can't deal with you now, so he will leave. And just Green Bull, he was just pathetic. The way that he dealt the situation. So yeah. But so I guess Oda, since he knows that Green Bull, he's not because of what happened with Shang, so he's like, okay, let me give him a W here and write that he's the one who captured Weevil, which it makes sense because Weevil, he's a warlord. Green Bull, he's an admiral. He's an admiral for a reason again. So, and he said in Wano when he fought King and Queen, he said that if admiral lose to Midyear commanders like you two, it'll be a shame for the admiral name. So it makes sense that he got Weevil. So I'm not surprised. Yeah. So yeah. What about you? You're right. You're not surprised that Green Bull got Weevil. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, because like we always agree that admirals over Shishibukai emperors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so it makes sense to me.
yeah. Also, just in case, you said admirals over the warlords.
Yeah,
Right?
warlords. Yeah,
Yeah,
warlords.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because you said emperors, right? I'm like, oh, when did you convert it?
yeah.
When did you convert
No,
it?
no, no, no,
So
no,
yeah, okay. You got me scared for a while. I was like, wait, is the top 30 gonna be different this year? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. Admirals over warlords, and also admirals over commanders as well. So yeah, not surprised. And also another thing on there, Weevil. I'm pretty sure Weevil is just raw strength. I don't think he has a thorough fruit. I don't think he even has hockey. I think Weevil is just pure strength, right? and since Green Bull he a Logia, I just imagine Green Bull going to his tree form, um, getting Weevil and picking him up and putting him on the ship. I don't know. I think it's gonna be funny. That's why I picture. So since we don't know if he has hockey or not, but yeah, not surprised. And I do wonder, is Marco going to help out? Now think about it. Is Marco going to be like, okay, blocking? I'll get Weevil for you, which is that would be crazy. I don't think so because Weevil he's going to input down, and Marco he's not going to be crazy enough to go alone, so he's probably going to ask help. I don't know. I think this is what's going to happen. they're going to look for Vegapunk, right? And then Vegapunk, they meet up with him, and Vegapunk reveals, oh yeah, he is Whitebeard's son because he's a clone or whatever, or he's actually his son. And then Marco's like, okay, I'm convinced he's his son. I will help you. Let me get the boys. So he calls the remaining Whitebeard members and the allies. I'm like, okay, let's free Weevil. And then Impel Down 2.0. And then we will get Bonclay, Don Flamingo. Who else? What's the rest of the Don Quixote family. And then that will tie into the final war. I think this plot line, I think that's gonna be the conclusion of that plot line of of this whole Weevil being captured thing. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I just thought of that right now. So what do you think?
Wait, can you repeat that? I got lost for a moment.
Okay. So this is gonna be this whole Weevil plotline thing. So this is what thing is gonna happen. So Marco and Backing, they're going to look for Vegapunk, right? Because Marco needs to be convinced that Weevil is Whitebeard's son, either because he's a clone or whatever, whatever. So because of X and Y reasons. So they meet up with Vegapunk. Vegapunk reveals X and Y. Marco is like, okay, X and Y is convincing, so I will help you out to get Weevil. So then Marco gets the boys, so the remaining Whitebeard members and the allies, to go free Weevil, right? And Impel Down 2.0 happens, so another breakout. And then since Don Flamingo's there, Don Flamingo will want to break out with them. So, Don Flamingo will be the crocodile in this case. And then the Don Quixote family, they're also there. So we're going to get them. And Bonclay as well, since he's also there. So it's basically Impel Down 2.0, right? And
yeah.
So Impel Down 2.0 will probably lead to the final war because Marco, he's doing all this while Luffy, he's doing I don't know what, and that will probably lead to the final war. And then and I don't know. So that's why I think this whole Weevil plotline is going to end with Impel Down 2.0. That's what I think. So now I'm asking you, what do you think?
Do we know where Impel Down 2.0 is? Is it in the same place or?
Well, they don't have they just have Impel Down, so it's just gonna be Impel Down. So yeah. And who's the new? Yeah, the new warden is just the Hannibal, and he's not strong. Magellan, he's still around, but it's gonna be a lot of heavy hitters though. Yeah, in this case. So my question is Marco gonna do all this for Weevil? I think if he's convinced, if Vegapunk convinces him that Weevil is Whitebeard's son because of X and Y reasons, I think Marco will be like, okay, I guess he is family, because the whole Whitebeard crew, they're a big family. So like, okay, I guess he is family, so we help out family. We did all this for Ace, and so I guess let's get Weevil then, sir. So yeah. Now my other question is Oda going to draw this? Because Luffy is not going to be part of it.
Yeah.
And Oda, well, the Japanese, they don't read One Piece if Luffy's not around. So they probably did not read these last pages. They probably did. But they don't read One Piece. At least most of them, from what I read, from what I heard, they don't read One Piece if Luffy's not around. So I don't know. It'll be cool to see. But yeah. So, but what do you think?
It's pretty interesting, but like the main problem is like if it leads up to the final war, is that we're assuming that the final war is gonna be near Laughter or somewhere like in the near where the gang is currently is, like in the New World.
No, I
Like
think I think the final war is gonna be the whole world. So
really,
yeah, I think it's gonna be a global war. So so it doesn't matter where Luffy is. Um, I think the final war is gonna take place the whole world, or maybe the new world, the whole new world. For that way, the whole world doesn't get involved. But I think it's gonna be something like this huge war, and I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not saying that the Baking thing is going to lead to the final war. What I'm saying is that while Baking is doing her thing,
Yeah, yeah,
the conclusion of her thing is going to be around the same time where the final war is like going to start, or is like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
so. And since I think the final war is going to be a global thing, like I could picture them leaving Impel Down with everyone, and
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, a war is happening. So because Luffy, I don't know, he did something. He became Pirate King. He found the One Piece, and or Emu was like, he decides to wipe. He's like, okay, I had enough. Let me do the great cleansing now, or whatever. Or maybe Blackbeard does something because Blackbeard, he's a candidate to start the final war as well. So something happens, and it's gonna be crazy. So yeah. Um. So yeah. I that's what I think.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, it could be either from like a flashback point of view, or I could see it like, oh, they're doing a cover story of them, the
Oh
White Beard
yeah,
crew
yeah.
going to fall down.
Actually, yeah. That'll be nice. That will be a nice way to a cover story. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually, I will not mind a cover story because apparently Toy, they said that from now on they're going to start animating cover stories after Wano ends, after they're done with Wano. Um
Oh, they haven't done that.
they stopped doing cover stories ever since I think Boogie the last one. I think Kobe, no wait, Kobe, they did Boogie. Yeah, I think ever since Kobe and Boogie's cover story. So they did not do, if I'm correct, they did not do Django's, or like Enos, did not the CPE Asians, crocodiles. But yeah. So yeah, they haven't done any cover story basically. But yeah, they after Wano, they're gonna start animating cover stories. I don't know if they're gonna go back and animate the old ones, but they should because now a bunch of things from the cover stories, they're becoming relevant and all that. So they should animate the old ones. For example, Ace cover story, he had a cover story where he went to Lucia, he met with the girl there, the she sells milk and all that jazz, and he became friends with her. And a couple of chapters ago, Lucia got wiped out, and I guess people who watch the anime, they don't know what Lucia is because of that cover story. Lucia hasn't been mentioned throughout the series, uh, but they will not care about it as much as if you read the manga because Ace went there, So, so yeah. Now we got the Vegapunk cover story, and that's the Germa cover story, and that's very important for the plot because we
There was also
see. Mhm.
uh yeah, there's also, yeah, the Vegapunk, the pudding story.
Yeah, that's part of the Vegapunk the Germa cover story because Aokiji shows up, gets put in, so yeah, it's about time because the cover stories are perfect filler material because
Yeah, yeah.
they're canon filler. Yeah, well, they're not filler in the manga, but in the anime, they could use that as filler. So, but again, like I mentioned, the Japanese, if Luffy's not there, they don't watch, they don't read, and that's why they stop doing the cover stories.
But how do
Uh,
they go about animating it though? Like, it's just its own episode.
well, I don't remember. I think the Boogie. Well, I watched this a long time ago, but I think the Boogie was like 1 or 2 episodes. The Boogie's cover story. And the Kobe one, I think, was like also like 1 or 2 episodes. It was like a episode thing, or like 1, 2 episodes, the ones that they did back in the day. Um, so yeah. But they're short. The cover stories are 1 pages. So that could fit in one episode. And if Toei really wants to stretch it out, they could, do 2 episodes of this cover story. But I guess we gotta wait and see how they're going to handle that because they mentioned after Wano they're gonna start doing that. So yeah. And but yeah, going back to this chapter, that's what I think about this whole barking thing. And then yeah, so but let's go to I guess to the big moment at the end, the hype moment, I guess. So Saint J Garcia Saturn. Um, have you read any theories, Leo, or seen any videos about this guy? About this whole?
Uh, the only thing I've heard is that um someone posted like a diagram of the solar system,
Yeah, I saw that.
and
Hmm.
yeah. So basically, Luffy is the sun.
Yeah, yeah.
Luffy is the sun. I
I
think
have it.
someone put.
I have it right here. I already have it right here for Rico talked about that. So not sure if this is the same one you saw, but the one that I have bookmarked is from Mr. Marshy. It says here the One Piece solar system, in One Piece chapter, 1073. So yeah, we have Luffy as the sun, right? And
Yeah,
this
I saw it.
basically,
Yeah.
him giving names to the rest of the celestial dragons, and
Yeah.
and making connections to other stuff in the series. So yeah, Luffy as the sun, Son Ganika makes sense. Um, so he has the Gorosei who has the really epic mustache. He looks like that one Russian slash German politician. I don't know if the politician is Russian or German, but you know what I'm talking about. He has the birthmark in his forehead. Uh,
Oh, Gorbachev,
yeah, is he Russian or German? I always forget.
Russian.
Russian. So the guy who looks like him, he has him as Mercury. Uh, Sanji's uncle, he has him as Venus. I remember the old theory that he was actually Sanji's dad. That was a really old theory, and that Sanji was a celestial dragon because during Alabasta, Sanji kept calling himself as Mr. Prince, and so people made the connection. Oh, easy royalty, easy, whatever. So this is interesting. Earth is emo. That's interesting. Earth emo. There's a theory that emo eats Mother Sea, or or he has a water though through emo because emo backwards means water, right? Umi. Wait, yeah. So yeah. There's that. Moon Blackbeard because Blackbeard never sleeps. When older, draw him as a kid, he was staring up at the moon. And Blackbeard, he's the opposite of Luffy, so makes sense. Moon. Um, Mars is Samurai Gandhi. So Mars is him. Jupiter is the guy with the epic beard. He looks like Gonfall, the god from Skypiea. So they have him as Jupiter.
He looks
Saturn.
like the dude from.
But you said you cough. He looks like who?
He looks like the dude from Spy Family. They just keep saying magnificent.
Oh, he does look like him. Yeah, yeah. Um, and today I found out that there's a Japanese politician that looks like him. So keeping with the political politician, you know, themes here, inspiration because Samurai Gandhi, obviously Samurai Gandhi, and people. So apparently people say that Sanji's uncle looks like a young Lincoln. I don't know, like Lincoln, he's not blonde, so he's from but the pictures are black and white. But from what I understand, he's not blonde. So, but I guess if you, it's kind of like a stretch, I guess. But I don't know. Saturn, well, Jay Garcia. Um, and I forgot. There's a politician that people say that Saturn looks like, but I forgot. Is it Marx? Uh, I think it's Marx. Karl Marx. That's his full name, right? Wasn't it that?
Yeah, Karl Marx.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think it's Marx, but I forgot.
Bro, that's Capital and Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, yeah. And then Neptune, Poseidon, Shirahoshi, Uranus, the Uranus the weapon, and Pluton, the ancient
Shit.
weapon, the ship. Yeah, yeah. So although he's cooking with something because someone else said, what's his name? Soulstorm OP. I follow him on Twitter. He said he has wrote down a list of every planetary references that Oda has done so far in the series. So the five elder stars, the Gorosei, we assuming they're gonna be Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Apparently, star in Japanese, at least the star and the five elder stars could also mean planet, so it could also be the five elder planets. You know, um, the supernovas. That oh yeah, they are called the supernovas. That's a celestial thing, the supernovas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this one is kind of stretch, but I don't buy it yet. But it says here the grand line / red line could be the grand trine, which is the grand trine. What is the grand trine? It says here, 8 planets were aligned in the unusual configuration called a grand trine. The sun, the sun, moon, and 6 out of 8 planets form part of the grand trine. That is, they were aligned at the apexes of a equilateral triangle when viewed from the Earth. I don't know. I guess it's kind of stretched, but it's interesting if that's the inspiration for the red line / grand line. Sun Luffy, Moon Blackbeard, the Earth Emu. We already discussed that. Pluton, Pluto, Poseidon, Neptune, Uranus. Celestial dragons. That's the other reference to space. And this one kind of stretched. I still don't buy it, but it says here Lodestar, which is the last item besides Lafto, and / Shanks, not in parentheses Polaris. So in case you don't know what's a Polaris, it says here in Norse tales, Polaris was the end of a spike around which the sky rotates. In Mongolian mythology, it's a peg that holds the world together. But overall, humanity's main interest in Polaris seems to be concerned with the practical side of the pole star. Sailors and explorers use it for navigation for centuries. So it makes sense for the Lodestar. But Shanks, I'm not sure. Shanks, he is Viking inspired, the ship and all that. Norse mythology, Vikings and all that. So maybe you could stretch it for Shanks. And the tweet ends with although he's cooking, which he is cooking something. He's cooking with this planetary with the planet stuff. And so yeah. We just got away on their names, but right now it looks like they're gonna be named after the planets. And so far we only I guess this is the second family we know of the what they're called, Celestial Dragons, because we know the Don Quixote family, and now we know the J. Garcia family. Maybe there's one that I'm missing, but I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 families that we know. Yeah, there's what's his name? The guy that Luffy punched in Saboli. Saint Charles. Yeah, Charles. We don't know his last name, but we know he's Charles. So we know, we just don't know his last name, but yeah. And about the notes, since we're talking about Garcia. So it says here, in addition to referencing the planet / god Saturn's name might refer to 2 unrelated musicians. Jerry J. Garcia, his name is very similar and he bears a visual resemblance to the character. There's also Russell Garcia, who wrote a song called The Lost Souls of Saturn. And then,
Ooh.
yeah. And there's a little bonus fact about the Marine that looks like a rat. It says his name is Rato. It's named after the honey badger. So yeah. A little fun fact there about that guy. We know that although he loves to he loves to base characters after real people. Vegapunk in this arc, the Admirals, like every single Admiral. Who else? Some pirates, some pirates in the series and all that. So he's no stranger for doing stuff like that. In this case, I'm not that convinced on the singer. I don't know. It could be a coincidence, you or it could be more than just a coincidence. But yes, they do look alike. Here's the thing: is he has dreads. Kind of looks like he has dreads. This guy doesn't, but they do look alike. Kinda. So I don't know. So yeah. And do you hear about this theory, Leo? About Garcia over here? So Loggy Doggy or Doggy Loggy. So okay, so his name is Loggy Doggy, but his @ is Doggy Loggy. So on Twitter he said the elders are satellites of Emu, just like Vegapunk satellites. While Vegapunk satellites are named for different scientists, emus will be named after planets, which are satellites of the sun. Gorosei equals 5 L stars. So what do you think about that?
Well, hot damn! I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So that would be really cool if the Goroseis are emu satellites, and we know that Vegapunk, everything that mostly everything he has done is just Asian technology. So, and there's the theory that emu he's actually from the boy century. So if he is from that time, maybe he has this Asian knowledge and / Asian technology. So maybe he will know how to make like a satellite. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility of them actually being satellites for emu. And if they're not, they're still probably gonna be named after the planets. So either way, they're going to get the planet's name. And I do wonder if, although he's going to continue with the Spanish names like Garcia, Don Quixote, is he going to continue that for the rest of the Celestial Dragons and for the rest of the 5 elders? So yeah. And then what else can we say about Garcia? What else can we say? There's the some people are hoping that the Celestial Dragons, I mean the Gorosei specifically, that they do know how to fight, at least a little bit. And then something I realized, is that this guy has a scar, so that means he has fighting experience or something. And Samurai Gandhi does has the sword, so like maybe they do have battle experience. Maybe they do know how to tussle a little bit. I don't think they're stronger than the Emeralds, but I will not be surprised if they're around the level. Don Flamingo, he's a Celestial Dragon, and he's really strong. So maybe if a Celestial Dragon learns how to fight, maybe they're just naturally gifted and they're like naturally strong. Like Don Flamingo is the only example we have. Corazon was a fire too, but he was not strong as Mingo. But yeah. There's a theory that Shanks is a Celestial Dragon and he's crazy strong. So if that theory is true, that's another example of a strong Celestial Dragon. And then
I mean, Shanks was in the treasure chest, so
yeah. And then in Film Red they drop his last name, which I'm not gonna say. Maybe maybe if you don't know his last name.
I already gave
Yeah, you already mentioned that, but I think that was already hinted at during the Olin flashback. So, just the movie confirmed it, but yeah. This is the theory that Shanks is a Celestial Dragon. This is a really old theory that Eno is a Celestial Dragon too, but there's really no evidence. That's just a cool theory. Think about, but there's no evidence for that. But so we're not going to include him in this discussion. But I wanted to bring it up anyway. It's the scar and Gandhi having the sword makes me think that they do have some battle experience. Sanji's uncle. He's young. He looks fit. So it makes sense. He knows how to fight. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I just will not be surprised if they know something. And yeah, it's also interesting that they're worried for they're checking for poison, but it's a marine ship. It's a war government ship. So they're cautious that maybe there's some marines among them or some Asians among them that wants them dead, which is interesting. You know. So yeah. But they're important political figures, so makes sense. Makes sense. Um. Another thing I want to bring up is that Akainu he ordered Kizaru to go to Egghead, but someone told Akainu that Kizaru was already going there for something for something else. So and it kind of looks like he didn't know about this. So why is Garcia, Jay Garcia, why is he going to meet with Vegapunk? You know, um, what do you think? Do you have any theories why they're going to meet?
Honestly, no clue at this point. My guess is as good as yours.
This is another curveball. Again, like I mentioned earlier, we thought this arc was gonna be straightforward, but then Oda in one chapter he threw two curveballs. A Celestial Dragon, specifically a girl say, and Vegapunk vanishing. And also there's the whole Marco and Weevil thing, but
Yeah.
but that doesn't have to do with Egghead. That's just something that Oda threw. So yeah, although he is threw two curveballs, and that's related to Egghead, and I wonder, uh, I don't know, did he want to talk with Vegapunk for like last time, and like maybe ask him what does he knows before he kills him. That would be funny. Um, but then again, who ordered who ordered the CP0 agents to kill Vegapunk? Like like I'm assuming what's the girl say. So I'm okay. I'm just thinking right now. Maybe they ordered the CP0 to kill the satellites, but keep Vegapunk alive. For that way, when Garcia shows up, he could talk with Vegapunk one last time, talk about whatever, and then kill him. Maybe that was the plan. But then Luffy shows up, and that's a whole monkey wrench into the whole plan. But luckily, there's Amber with him. So yeah, for that week Kizaru could fight against Luffy and all that. Um so yeah, I don't know. I can't wait for the next chapter. Um I will not be surprised though if Oda cuts to Kid or maybe Law, because those are things that happen, or maybe even Kuma. I will not be surprised. Although he's doing that now, he did that in Wano, and he's been doing that in Egghead, with the whole Law and Blackbeard thing. So yeah, I will not be surprised if we cut to something else next week. Yeah. But yeah. Anything else you want to say about Jay Garcia?
No, not really. He just looks cool.
Oh yeah, he's really cool. And so yeah. Yeah. I guess that's all. Yeah. I have nothing else to say. The thumbnail is gonna be Bucking right here, Bucking, because the chapter is named after her. Her and the clone, and it just makes sense. But I don't think I'm gonna be done with the coloring. I'm working on it, but if I'm not done, I'm gonna have a placeholder, and then I will, and then when I finish with the coloring, I'll place my coloring. So yeah. So yeah, that's the chapter. One Piece was crazy good this week.
It felt pretty short as well.
Yeah, it was really short, and also it's a break week too. So yeah. But there was enough information for the week, for this break week. So yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of videos about like all the names of the girls say and all that. Actually, I saw one. I saw one today. It was by O'Hara. He dropped something. The video was mostly about the powers of the girls that they could have, going by the name scheme of Garcia. So you know, it was interesting. You know, basically the elements, you know, the Chinese elements, you know, fire, wood, water, steel, you know, all that, um, you know, all that jazz. So it was cool theory, cool theory. What else? So yeah, One Piece crazy good. Can't wait for next week. And since it's a break, we're gonna be dropping our top 30 of 2022. So yeah, look forward for that during the break week. And yeah, so leave a like if you like this if you don't, subscribe, leave a comment. Not sure what they could comment. I don't know who do you think which like the names of the girls say, which planet they're going to be. Um, if they could fight, I guess what abilities they could have. Um, is Weeble clone or Whitebeard? That's something you could comment. Like, do you think he's a clone or do you think he's actually his biological son? And if he is his biological son, why the Whitebeard didn't do anything? Was Whitebeard, hearing Billie Jean all this time? Yeah, that's his favorite song, and his favorite show, I guess, was the what's that show called? The You're Not the Father. I don't know what's that show called.
Oh, so I think the Murphy Show. I think.
Yeah. I guess
Oh,
that's I guess that's his favorite show too. Um, and I don't know what else you could comment, but will you let Stussy bite you? I guess that's a that's a that could be something that you could answer. I already mentioned earlier that yeah, I will let her bite me, all day, every day, 24/7, 365. So yeah, and yeah, so subscribe. Are you gonna say something?
nah.
No, okay. So yeah, just hit the subscribe button. How all the hit us with the name of one of the 5 elder stars. You know, Saint J Garcia Saturn. So yeah, and that's the video. See ya.